and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everybody. We have several students to recognize tonight. I appreciate you all being here to celebrate them with us. So the first is the Connecticut Association of Schools Scholar Award, and we are going to celebrate Tanner DeLucia and Olivia Perry. Are they both here?
Tanner's walking in right now. So you're the track family. Let's go.
Perfect grand entrance. There's Tanner. Tanner and Olivia, would you mind coming up so you can be recognized appropriately? Come on up to the front table. How you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Good. All right, so I have write-ups from Mr. Johnson to share tonight. Tanner is an exceptional student who consistently demonstrates excellence in academics, leadership, and character. As a member of Student Council, Lebanon Junior Honor Society, the Peer Mentor Program, and athletics, he's deeply involved in the school community. He always goes above and beyond to support other students and is a natural leader both in and out of the classroom. Tanner can always be counted on to do the right thing, and his kindness and leadership make him very deserving of this award. Congratulations, Tanner. And Olivia is a remarkable student who leads with kindness, positivity, and strong character. Through her involvement in the Student Council, Lebanon Junior Honor Society, and athletics, she has made a meaningful impact on the school community. She's always willing to lend a helping hand to a classmate and consistently encourages those around her. Olivia brings a positive energy wherever she goes and genuinely enjoys seeing others succeed. Her compassion, leadership, and uplifting attitude make her a deserving recipient of this award. Congratulations. Tanner and Olivia, would you mind switching spots with Peyton Peak and Dante Sorensen? Come on up. So Dante and Peyton are being recognized for the Connecticut Association of Public Schools Superintendent Student Award. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good.
Thanks for being here. Peyton is an outstanding student who leads through kindness, humility, and quiet confidence. She consistently demonstrates dedication to both school involvement and community through band, Project Oceanology, the Peer Mentor Program, and athletics. She is a gentle, lead-by-example student who treats everyone with respect and compassion. She's always willing to work collaboratively and support those around her. Peyton's positive presence and genuine kindness have made a meaningful impact on the Lebanon Middle School community. Congratulations, Peyton. Dante is a dedicated student who consistently contributes to the school community as a member of band, the Peer Mentor Program, and athletics. He demonstrates strong leadership qualities with an optimistic attitude and a willingness to support those around him. In and out of the classroom, Dante always brings a positive outlook to every situation, helping to create an encouraging environment for his peers. His kindness and ability to lead by example make him an excellent representative of the Lebanon Middle School core values. Congratulations, Dante. He has a certificate for you right there. We're going to move to the high school. If I could have Cameron Watkins and Talia Hiltz come on up. Cameron and Talia are getting the same award that Peyton and Dante received from the Connecticut Association of Public School Superintendents. So for Cameron, this is from Mr. Apicelli and Mrs. Mike. I've been incredibly impressed by Cameron as both a student and person over the course of his time at Lyman. Cam is someone who has pushed himself academically, taking rigorous courses in anticipation of his goals and aspirations beyond high school. Cam has excelled in these rigorous courses, being named on honor roll every quarter since his freshman year. Cam has taken 9 courses in math and science, doubling up in math his sophomore and junior years, and taking a class drone pilot certification this past school year that allows students to test for their FAA drone pilot license. On top of being a strong student, Cam has excelled in athletics, competing on Lyman teams in every sports season. He has done cross country all 4 years, indoor track 4 years, and outdoor track for 4 years as well. I've observed him grow as an accomplished athlete over these years and watched as he competed in multiple events at the Connecticut Class S State Championship meet. Through all his growth as an athlete, he has remained a humble competitor and displayed both leadership and sportsmanship in all his events. Cam will be moving on to UConn in the fall and participating in their ROTC program. Congratulations, Cam. And Talia. Talia has stood out from many of her peers over the past 4 years in terms of her strong academic focus and her extracurricular activities both inside and outside of school. Talia has a very impressive resume of rigorous and challenging courses on her transcript beginning her freshman year. Talia has taken 10 AP courses over her almost 4 years, with 6 of those being in math and science. She has impressively earned the seal of biliteracy on her diploma by reaching benchmarks on the biliteracy assessment, which incorporates speaking, writing, and listening skills. Talia has also involved herself in extracurriculars at Lyman, including National Honor Society, recognizing her academic and community service endeavors, Spanish Honor Society, and as a class of 2026 officer. Talia is also active outside of school as a very accomplished dancer. She has earned honors for both solo and group dances and competitions over the year. Talia will be moving on to UConn as well in the fall and participating in their honors program while studying health sciences. Congratulations, Talia. If I could have junior Hannah Bauer come to the front table, please. Hannah is being recognized as an All-State Music Festival student. Hannah was accepted into the Connecticut All-State Music Festival as an alto saxophone in the band this year. Students get the opportunity to audition for this festival if they make Eastern Regionals, which was in January. At the end of March, she spent 3 days at the Connecticut Convention Center working with a well-accomplished conductor to learn music with students from all around Connecticut. Since joining us her sophomore year, Hannah has worked hard to grow as a musician and has been dedicated to all aspects and work of the music department, including her acceptance into All-State for 2 years in a row. When she was accepted into Eastern Regionals, she immediately pushed herself to give her best possible performance for All-State, accepting criticism with grace and looking to grow as a performer. She encapsulates what it means to be a lifelong learner as a performer and musician, and Ms. Ricard is looking forward to watching her grow even more her senior year. Congratulations, Hannah. If all the recipients would not mind going out into the atrium and taking a picture with your principal so that we can further celebrate you in upcoming newsletters, we would appreciate it. Congratulations, everybody. Yeah, it's awesome. All right, I will move on to communication if that's okay. Letter of resignation. So we have a letter of resignation from Caitlin Samuelson, who is currently a middle school science teacher. She'll be resigning at the end of the year, and she's going to be pursuing a social studies position in another district, as that's where her passion is. We also have a letter of retirement from Candy O'Hearn, who's a paraeducator at the high school. So she writes, working with students has been rewarding and quite an eye-opener at times, and I have found that I've gotten close to many of them. Many of them have actually stayed in touch with me after they've graduated. They have become my kids in and out of school, and I treat them like one of my own. Of course, there's always some kind of a challenge once in a while, which I felt like I've dealt with pretty well. She says the job has been very fulfilling and rewarding. She's enjoyed working in the school system for 26 years. She says that she feels like she's leaving her family and that the staff here is the best and they have care, genuine care for all of the students. And just wanted to say to Candy publicly, we are very appreciative of all of her efforts and the dedication for 26 years. So thank you to Candy. We also have, it was two-sided here, a resignation from Chelsea Nogai, who's a paraeducator at the elementary school. She says that she's thoroughly enjoyed her time working with the dedicated staff at Lebanon Elementary School. She's got a lot of invaluable knowledge and skills and has grown personally. And she's committed to supporting the transition moving forward, and just thanks everybody for her time. So that's it for resignations and retirements.
Wonderful, thank you. We will move on to public participation. In accordance with Board Bylaws 9011, we invite public participation. We have allotted a total of 30 minutes. Each community member is allowed 2 minutes. Is there any member of the community who would like to make a public comment? Seeing none, we will move on to the consent agenda. Is there a motion?
Motion that we accept.
Second.
Moved by Brian, seconded by Nicole. Is there any discussion?
Just in the policy minutes, it said that I was there and I'm not on the committee. It was probably sitting in the corner, so maybe I got counted for that, but not participating. And then also, I had a question on the facilities minutes. It said, any overage can be used for curb repair. And I was thinking that that was the snow removal's job, not the line stripping. I don't really know what the overage was.
I do remember the snow removal
I do as well.
conversation. And so correct me if I'm off. I believe that they had, and John can help me out with this, but I believe that they attributed any damage that the plow folks did. They've already identified that and worked with them. Any of our curbing and stuff that did need repaired, it was possible that we could have the folks that also do the striping, some of them do that as well. Mike, close.
Thank you.
So the motion to approve is to accept the consent agenda with the one revision.
Removing.
All those in favor, please raise your hand. And that is unanimous. Student representative report.
Hello.
Hi.
Nice win today.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
It was a pretty nice game, and we got to put a lot of our freshmen in, so it was really nice. Starting off, we have prom on Friday, which is awesome. So it's happening May 15th. The location is St. Clements Castle in Portland. It's going to be from 6 to 10:30. There's about 120 students going. The theme is Enchanted Forest. Prom tickets were on sale from April 20th to May 1st. The last day was obviously May 1st to buy tickets. And all students that are attending prom must go to the prom meeting during pause in order to go to prom. We have the Spirit Week this week. So Monday was Enchanted Forest. You dress like an enchanted forest. What this means is you wear green or floral. Today was superhero. I brought my little cape in. So you dress as your favorite superhero. Tomorrow is Y2K or USA. So you dress as if you're from the early 2000s or red, white, and blue. Thursday is Twin Day, so you dress as the same as one or more people. And then Friday is Get Ready With Me. Dress as you are getting ready for prom, wear PJs, rollers, and sleep masks and more. Recently we had our Dream It Be It. So some of our 9th grader girls recently attended the Dream It Be It Career Support for Girls Conference at Eastern Connecticut State University. So this is an empowering field trip provided by our students with the opportunity to connect with college students and professional mentors where they get to explore career paths and gain the tools needed to turn their future aspirations into reality. So it was a really great day. We have our spring concert, which already had happened. It was on May 7th at 7 p.m. at the Lyman Auditorium. We have Mayfest, which is next week from May 18th to the 22nd. And then at the end of the year, we have a Spirit Week and Field Day. So the Spirit Week will be at the end of, will end on the Field Day, which is going to featuring outdoor games, team activities, friendly competition. And then that Spirit Week is May 26th to the 29th. a big thing on the ag side, we have state convention coming up. So state convention is like an annual end of the year event celebrating students' achievements in agriculture, education, leadership, and science. So thankfully I get to go because I'm the district president for our FFA, and I get to announce some students. So, for example, we have Taylor Lawrence, who is going to be announced for her Proficiency Award in Agriculture Sales Entrepreneurship, which is a really big accomplishment for her because she's a junior this year. So this is happening on May 30th, so lots of students will be going to that. So students, again, get to practice in CDEs, which are career development events. We have participating in leader activities, attending workshops and competitions. They get to meet other FFA members across the state, and there will be a number of students going. We have our spring CDEs at UConn, so that will be this Friday. Students will be competing in, again, career development events. So this opportunity demonstrates agriculture and leadership skills. This is hosted by the University of Connecticut. We have our memorial parade, which is happening on the 21st. So our ag, we host a float, which last year was really nice. I got to do that, and I even brought a dog, and it was really fun and really cool. We get to decorate the parade float. It's a really fun time. We have senior posters and senior trips. So our senior posters and pictures. So seniors are getting recognition and display, celebration of their graduating. Their senior trip is on May 22nd at Brownstone Water Park. So it's an all-day senior trip, outdoor activities, a water attraction, so opportunity for seniors to celebrate together. We also have the senior banquet, which is June 2nd, so celebrating again, honoring graduating seniors and recognizing achievements and memories. There's post-grad, which is June 5th. The location is to be announced. So it's again a fun graduation celebrate. The senior walk is June 8th, which Cassidy had said they're maybe doing an activity with the kindergartners, which is really awesome. We have the award day for them as well, June 8th, and then senior skip day. The last few things are we have the cook-off. We had the cook-off with the Discovery Kitchen, so it was the senior girls versus freshman girls. The seniors were called the Chopped Cheese, and the freshmen were called the Lunch Ladies. So this happened on May 8th, and the freshmen won. We had our foods field trip, which was on May 13th. So students observed new techniques, learned hand-on cooking skills, and participated in cooking lab experiences. We're having our color run, which is on May 30th, which is a school-wide fun run event. Students celebrate with colorful powder and activities and encourages school spirit and participation. We have our FFA banquet, which is on May 21st. So this is a celebration of students' accomplishments, awards, recognition, and end-of-the-year memories. So example, we're also going to be talking about our slate for next year, so our officers. So right now that is released, and we will be recognizing that. We'll be recognizing Student Choice Awards, Star Green Hand, and other things. So example, I got my state degree in FFA, so I will be one of the students announced. We also have a chapter degree, a Green Hand degree, and then we have honorary degrees. So these will all be announced at banquet. And that is all I have for you today. It was long, but that is all I have for you today.
It's awesome.
It's a busy but fun time.
Yes, it
Right.
is.
Thank you. Okay, reports of subcommittees. Carrie, superintendent evaluation.
So that committee met on April 28th as sort of an open meeting for any feedback and received written feedback via email. And then we met again this evening to finalize all of that feedback, and it will be presented tonight during executive session.
Thank you. Danelle, strategic plan and school committee.
So we met on the same night, and we discussed scheduling again. Some of the takeaways were, well, we had a lot of good discussion, starting with things like open house and how we can be more effective here at Lyman, as well as how our guidance starting in 8th grade at the middle school could be more effective with communication of what's expected. And I think that was one word, is what's predictable of what courses are going to be happening, so that kids know what they can pick for the courses for the next year. Predictability, communication, guidance, and yeah, just continuing to look at ways to improve our schedule in the future.
Nicole, facilities.
No report.
Brian, safety and security.
No report this month.
Rachel, Finance.
We met tonight. We went over the 25-26 budget. Currently, we're looking at a surplus, and we went over all the drivers of that surplus, and then reiterated the fact that if we have 2% of any surplus remaining can go into the non-lapsing fund. Any remainder, anything over that will go back to the town. And we reviewed the 2026-27 budget and the recent changes of the State Department increase for state funding that could be coming to us, but that will be offset the mill rate. The town will use that to offset the mill rate.
Thank you. Elizabeth, negotiations.
Since the April Board of Ed meeting, we've had 2 bargaining sessions with the paraeducators and a subcommittee meeting tonight. And we have 1 additional date with paras at the end of the month.
And policy. EastCon remains vacant. Governance, I have 2 things. One, friendly reminder of the referendum on Thursday. Today's Tuesday, right? On Thursday, May 14th. And the second thing is we have learned that Miss Hannah will be moving out of state and apparently not traveling back to take minutes for our board.
Hey.
Who approved that?
And
watch on
our
YouTube.
favorite thing to do is celebrate people and put together nice write-ups. I have something I'd like to share for Hannah. So, on behalf of Lebanon Public Schools, I want to extend our sincere gratitude to Hannah for her dedication and service as Board of Education Secretary. Her professionalism, organization, and commitment to supporting the work of the board has been greatly appreciated. Her positive attitude and willingness to help wherever needed has made a lasting impact on our district community. Anyone who survived taking notes during lengthy Board of Ed meetings knows it requires stamina, focus, and the ability to type at Olympic speed, all for the glamorous reward of extremely competitive compensation. Hannah handled the long nights, endless motions, and detailed minutes with professionalism, patience, and humor, and we're incredibly grateful for all she's done. Thanks, Hannah.
Thank you, Hannah. Okay. Next is the school renovation committee. The last meeting was in April. The committee members met the newly hired architect alongside the owner's rep. The committee talked through the process, what's coming forward, and look forward to the next steps at the next meeting, which is May 19th. Also, if you know, you most likely have heard, agenda item number 4 on the town meeting, which was consider an act upon the allocation of $250,000 for gap funding from unassigned fund balance to advance the 3-school renovation building project towards grant application and approval, was heard, and it was approved at the town meeting. Anything else you wanted to share from you?
Thanks to Brian for writing the article. Thanks, Brian.
Administrators' reports. Start on page 26. Are there any questions, or would any administrators like to add to their report? Every month.
All of my shock faces.
I was hiding back there. I do want to point out, I hope you got a chance to look at page 37 in your packet and then the picture on page 41. It's something we're incredibly proud about. 8 of our seniors, about 11% of our senior class has been hired by EB and will begin working sometime late summer, early fall. It's just a great opportunity for our kids, and we're so proud of them. And if you look at the different occupations they're going into at EB, you know, it speaks a lot to their character, especially, you know, like some of those things we might not necessarily have here in the school. Welding yet, you know, that's coming in the fall, but electrical, ship fitting, pipe fitting, you know, EB is looking at these students based on an interview that they had and hiring them. And it was really cool too that we shared this on our social media, and EB, General Dynamics, actually picked it up on theirs and replied back to us, and, you know, put it out and shared it on their site too, saying, you know, welcome Lyman. It was just cool to see that, you know, going out, like that's you know, nationwide, you know, so it's really cool to be recognized for that.
If I could piggyback on a couple of things, I do want to thank Jay, Sue, Rita, John, everybody that's been involved in trying to promote these opportunities and get the welding pathway off the ground. We had a nice article written in the Chronicle a week ago or so, highlighting the developments and the future ideas that we have. We've been in touch with Channel 3 and Channel 8 about potential news stories on this pathway. The Day newspaper has also expressed some interest in highlighting that. The shop itself is been like completely transformed in terms of organization and trying to get it to look more industry standard. We've been meeting with the electrician to get all the electrical work done. Really looking forward to, you know, at the start of next school year having a ribbon cutting opportunity and continuing to build positive momentum around this pathway. So, you know, thank you again to the administrators for all of you.
Thank you, everyone, for their support on this.
Any other questions or additions?
I just have a couple of shout outs as I was reading the reports for the high school one. Yeah, the EB thing and the Farmer's Diner publicity I thought was pretty cool.
1080, yeah.
And then for the middle school, congratulations, Mr. Johnson, on your new appointment,
Thank you.
CAS. And also, I love the Earth Day cleanup. I think that's a great example of Lebanon Public Schools taking pride in our facilities, so I'm glad that your group did that. At the elementary school,
It's an annual thing, 6th grade.
yay. At the elementary school, I just wanted to say I appreciate the chart with the MTSS showing how you added and, yeah, anyway, that was helpful. So.
The only thing that I wanted to bring to the attention, because we have so many new board members, is on page 48 and 49 are the end of the year events. Board members are extended invitations to all 3 school graduation, promotion, and moving up ceremonies. And I know that the elementary school has already sent out their invitations via email, and then the high school usually comes via mail, snail mail, and the middle school I'm sure is forthcoming as well. So please watch for those, because those are always fun to attend, celebrate with families.
That reminds me, there's a typo in there for the parade. It's on the 23rd, and I think it's written in there twice wrong. It's on Saturday.
It says the 24th.
Oh yeah, it says the 24th. It is Saturday. Alrighty, moving on to the report of the superintendent.
Thank you. So the first item is just an update on the standing agenda item for town surplus projects. So I'll start with the camera enhancements. We've sent the last signed proposal off to the company that's doing the work. We're looking to still upgrade a server at the middle school, which will allow us to record more and retain it for a longer time, as well as adding a camera down by our tech ed shop to, you know, protect that new equipment and monitor safety in that location. As far as the track goes, we have a tentative start date for June 1st. The initial phase will be to rip out the old latex and put a new layer of asphalt. That new layer of asphalt has to sit for 3 to 4 weeks, and then they can return with the polyurethane surface down. We are in conversation with them about planning to have the equipment off-site before graduation. You know, we don't want people moving in and seeing that for that special day. And our athletic director, Coach Strout, has also put together a communication that will be going out to student-athlete families soon around how that would impact the end of the track and field season. Because we do foresee having several athletes that will be competing into the state competition and even beyond that.
So arrangements are being made.
Yes,
Perfect.
and he'll be sharing that soon. The parking lot, the RFP went out, the bid was awarded, Premier Seal Coating and Asphalt. That contractor actually wants to start the Saturday after graduation and complete the project by the end of June.
Nice.
It's an aggressive timeline. I mean, our facility really could be transformed at end of June, so we'll see, and I will keep you updated in future weeks.
So do you mean Saturday the 13th?
Yes, graduation's 12th, right?
How does that impact the middle school?
So it's actually the day after school lets out, so it would be the 20th.
So the 20th, okay,
Sorry
thank you.
about
No, that's okay.
All right, moving on to 26-27 budget. So the Board of Education budget was presented at both the public hearing and the town meeting. while I felt there was decent attendance from the community, there were limited questions on any of the budgets that were presented, not just the Board of Ed. The referendum's taking place this Thursday, the 14th. So looking forward to seeing the results of that and starting our planning for next year. The supplemental education aid, I know Rachel mentioned it in her report. To say it in the simplest terms, it's been very confusing. I've tried to point out to the finance subcommittee, giving them some finer details. There literally was 5 to 6 different communications from the Sunday that the governor released this information until I went today, actually, to a legislative wrap-up session put on by the Connecticut Association of Boards of Education. Bottom line, what was communicated by our first selectman and how the town is using it to offset mill rate is allowable, and we've done it appropriately. But in between those communications, there was a lot of, it should only go to the schools, it should only go to the town, you can use it to offset the mill rates, you can't. They finally gave communication today, which I'm hoping is the last of the communication, that you can use it to offset the mill rate, and that's what the town has chosen to do. End of year events, I feel like Austin, and then through the board reports and the conversation we've had, I don't need to go through them all again, but I would just, as a superintendent, encourage you to take a look at those if you're available. There's some really great things happening, whether it's concerts or bagels and books, or the senior walk is always a special event that if you haven't seen, I think it's a sentimental one. Awesome to see some of our kids who have been in our district all the way from pre-K through 12 go back to their roots. But if you'd like to go and you want to reach out to me, let me know. I can greet you appropriately and help you get acclimated to the event. Any questions on anything in the report of the superintendent?
The enrollment page,
Yes.
the magnet number is from last year. I'm just wondering.
The what number?
That's magnet school.
It's from 24, 25 at the.
Okay, I can get you that in. All right, also something that was discussed in the finance subcommittee was the 25-26 budget. As we've gone through all the finance reports during the course of the year, I try to draw your attention to what's our current standing as compared to where we've been the past 5 years, just to let you know we're operating in pretty similar fashion. But as we get to this point in the year, now that the finish line of the fiscal year is in sight, we can start making better projections as to where we are. And at the finance subcommittee, I did let them know where we have surplus. I went into a little bit of detail outlining the specific accounts in which we have monies left over. I'm looking for that. Sorry, just take a second. I'm gonna go off the top of my head as a reminder, and Rachel, if you wouldn't mind.
Sure.
So in the salary lines for certified and non-certified staff, there's excess funds there based on how we were able to replace positions. And as a reminder to the board, we were faced with the difficult decision of not filling a position as well, which had a savings. The insurance line has surplus funds because we had 11 staff members choose to no longer utilize the district insurance plan, and as we're budgeting, we always budget for where they left that current year. We also had some less involvement of legal with our negotiations, so we did negotiate for our teachers. We're currently negotiating for the paraeducators and the custodians, and we've used less legal consultation to do that. Regular ed transportation, we're able to reduce the number of vans for our pre-K run. Outplacement costs were actually more significant in a particular case that increased our excess cost reimbursement, so we have some additional funding there.
The CNA.
Oh, the CNA course did not run. We had an instructor lined up through Three Rivers. When they resigned, we were not able to find an instructor. That money was budgeted and not expended because we didn't run the course.
School.
the dues and fees in the high school for NEASC was less than what we had anticipated with the visiting committee. We did not renew the CABE membership, so that was a reduction of dues and fees as well. And the last one, I think, here was, we had less evals, for special education, students in our district. So all in all, we are with a surplus of funds at this point. There's still a couple months left in the fiscal year, but I wanted you to know, where exactly those funds, are.
Did you also mention special ed tutoring too?
Oh, sorry, yes, there was less need for special education tutoring this year. Thank you for the reminder. And then our non-lapsing account, we are currently sitting on $19,254 after the in-progress projects are completed. The April update had the fire pump controller. We had an additional invoice of roughly $5,500 that was submitted in late April and will be paid in May.
Yeah, may I ask a quick question? 2022, 2023, the painting is still in progress. Is there an update?
So that is this little roof area outside in Atrium. Is that project done?
Yeah.
So I think that's more just an adjustment we have to make on the tracking sheet.
Thank you. Any other questions?
You can probably put in progress for the, well, actually, it started yet, the line striping. It's kind of in progress.
I have one question, being new to the board and seeing a lot of this data, facility tracking list, 2526, catch basin cleaning and maintenance, $9,250 increase. Am I reading that correctly? It's estimated 5,000, came in at 14,250.
John, do you want to speak to the catch basin?
Yeah, so that was, we had put a placeholder in there more for the cleaning side of things. Those were actual catch basins that had failed and had to be replaced, and there were 3 of them. So they came in higher than anticipated.
Was that after they were cleaned? They determined they were structurally unsafe?
Yes. And some were emergencies as well. Some were noticed with sinkholes and things like that along the side of them.
That's it for me, thank you.
Thank you. Any questions for Andy? Moving on to action items, act on the letters of resignation. Is there a motion?
Motion to accept the letters of resignation.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Nicole, seconded by Brian. Any discussion? All those in favor, please raise your hand. That is unanimous. Act on letter of retirement. Is there a motion?
Make a motion that we accept Mrs. O'Hearn's retirement. Moving her along, I'm happy.
Second.
Motion by Brian, seconded by Nicole. Any discussion? All those in favor, please raise your hand. That is unanimous. Next, act on awarding bid for the athletic training services. If you're following along in your packet, it's on page 58. Before we can have discussion, is there a motion to award the bid for the athletic training services? Period.
I make the motion.
Okay, motion by Brian,
Second.
seconded by Nicole. Discussion. Andy, please.
So as a result of our bid process, we only received one bid. The bid is from Lean Athletic Training and Services. This contractor has provided the service to the district for 17 years. Based on conversation I had with governance and guidance that they gave me, I was able to have a conversation with the contractor and have new terms that I'd like to share with the board for their consideration. So in year one, the total bid award amount would be $42,500. In year two, $43,562. Year three, $44,868. Year four, $45,989. In year five, $47,368. So percentage-wise, from year one to year two, that was a 2.5% increase. Year 2 to 3 was a 3%. Year 3 to 4, 2.5, and year 4 to 5, 3%.
So Andy, those numbers again were, would you just say them one more time?
Yep. Starting year one, 42,500. Year two, 43,562. Year three, 44,868. Year four, 45,989. And year five, $47,368.
Is there any discussion, further discussion? Brian?
If I might. The discussion we had was that we did not want to exceed in the out years anything over what we have provided to our in-house folks as far as a raise goes. Percentage-wise, correct. And so that's the what Andy took back to the contractor, and ultimately they accepted, which was great.
Any other discussion?
I have it. Why are these numbers, year 2 and 3, not reflective in what was presented and came up with 4 and 5?
So the original bid, the total cost was not something that the board felt comfortable with, and that's what resulted in my follow-up conversation. So the numbers I presented tonight are a result of that conversation. What you have in your packet is the original bid.
So there wasn't enough time to have this done for our package tonight? And it will be submitted this way, though, into the legals?
Yeah,
minutes
so,
and such?
so if the board approves that proposal tonight, that's what the contract will be, the numbers that I shared tonight.
Well, thank you.
Any other discussion? Danelle?
What is the current salary?
37,500.
37. And this is for how many hours?
800.
So it's an hourly wage, not a contract, really? Or is it just divided to figure out?
We've never presented it as an hourly wage, so it's total salary, I guess.
But we require 800 hours.
Yes,
Or-
which the contractor reports out on to the athletic director, the administration, and myself.
She had to go over the 800 hours.
There's a provision in the contract for that.
So part of the negotiations that you had, came up with 5-year contract versus 3. Can you explain why?
Stability, finding athletic trainers is hard, and we realized that over the last couple of bid processes. This particular contractor has been a valued part of our community for 17 years providing this service. And if we could extend that out and make sure that our student athletes and community would be cared for in that way, I thought it was a good decision.
I think my concern is a 5-year contract with diminishing enrollment is debatable. We still want to take care of who we have, but you're paying more money for less students and less teams potentially, less hours required potentially.
I'm not sure that hours equate to number of athletes, as opposed to number of practices, number of games and such.
Well, if you have less teams, you'll have less games.
Why would we have less teams? I mean, even if we have less students, we're still gonna have a softball team, a baseball team, basketball.
Not necessarily.
No.
We just added golf, for example, but you don't have a JV team, you're not gonna have a game. We don't have a JV baseball team anymore, we don't have a JV basketball team anymore for both. So that's my concern with a 5-year contract. We don't know what's around the corner. Obviously, I don't want it to go down. I'm trying to look at it objectively. Like, if your demand is diminishing, over time, people get raises, but the demand is diminishing. So 5 years makes me nervous, that's all.
Numbers, or keep the motion as is? The numbers have been recorded. It's up to you.
They've been recorded. I don't think they need to be redone.
All those in favor, please raise your hand. That is Carrie, Nicole, Ryan, Dawn, Rachel, and Elizabeth. All those opposed? That is Danelle, Carl, and Christopher. Motion passes. Next is act on awarding bid for turf and landscape management services. In order to have discussion, we need to have a motion. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve the, award the bid of the turf and landscape management services to, have a person?
Okay, we can amend it after. Okay.
Yep.
Motion by Nicole, is there a second? Seconded by Brian, now we may have discussion. And if you're following along, it's on page 59 of your board packet.
Oh, I'm sorry,
That's
yeah.
okay.
Okay,
Yeah, sorry.
it's okay. So we had 6 or 7 vendors come out for our walkthrough. 4 of them did provide us bids. 1 was way off the chart. I didn't even consider it. 3 of them were all within a couple thousand. I would like to present, though, to you guys, TRH Landscaping. He provided a lot of references. I was able to get a hold of 3 of the 6. All of them had nothing but good things to say. One even said that if I were to try to steal him from him, that he'd call my father and have a conversation with me. So, nothing but good things. I've even heard from some people personally that, you know, if one of his guys messes something up, he'll come out himself and make it right. So he did give us a 3-year proposal, which is what we asked for through the RFP. His first year would be $69,000. The second year for 27-28 would be $70,000. And then 28-29 would be $71,000. It'll be a 1-year contract with the possibility of 2 annual renewals with your guys' approval.
Questions?
Is it the same services that, is Jim Powers that does it currently? Is it the same services? Is he adding anything, taking anything?
I added a couple of things. I wanted a little more care to the garden beds. And then I also asked for a 3rd cut on the playing surfaces, because in the early spring and late fall, when we have those good rains and good growing temperatures, the grass grows very, very well, and 2 mowings a week didn't seem to be adequate, and there were a lot of clippings, so I was hoping to get that 3rd cut to kind of keep back on the clippings.
Questions, comments? Would you like your motion to include? I just wanted to see if she wanted to include the name of them.
Is there anything in the contract for an increase, like for fuel, you know, the way we see gas prices go up and
It's
everything?
a set price.
We're locked into that price.
And, yep.
John, just refresh my memory, what are we currently paying?
I was trying to find that quick. I believe it's $68,904. So we're, yeah. And we did have budgeted $72,000, so we're a little bit under budget. So.
Yes, I would like to change my motion to
Add
include the name TRH, yes.
So the motion is to approve turf and landscape management services to TRH Lawn Care.
And I second.
All those in favor, please raise your hand. That is Carrie, Danelle, Nicole, Brian, Dawn, Rachel, Elizabeth, and Christopher. Those opposed, please raise your hand. That's Carl. Motion passes. Thank you. The next action item is to act on the Lebanon Memorial High School music field trip. Is there a motion?
Motion to award the LMHS music field trip.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
If you're following along, it's on page 60, or starts on page 60 of your board packet. Is there any discussion?
Just, if we do have some folks on the board, the district does not put anything towards these trips. So they come to the board for our approval of the trip only, correct?
Because it's out of state and
Because it's
overnight.
out of state and it's overnight, right?
Can you just refresh all of our memories? Where are they going and when?
Yep, so they are planning to go to Orlando, Florida from Thursday, January 28th, 2027 through Monday, February 1st, 2027. So 4 days, 4 nights, 5 days. And they have an overview with learning objectives within the packet.
Any other discussion? No.
I think it's a great trip. My caution is that these trips are really expensive on families, and I know you don't have to go. It just, to me, it's like pressure on families, and I don't know how much fundraising they do. I think they do fundraising. But we've had trips to Costa Rica, Ireland, Disney a few months ago with Ag, and I do think they're all great trips. I just, when I read the dollar sign, I feel for families that cannot afford that. That's a lot of money, and right now, flights are really expensive because of the gas and the fuel, so I'm not opposed to the trip. I just think that we need to be mindful of the priciness of them.
Other comments, questions?
I have just a comment that being a local Lions member, we just recently had our breakfast, and it was very sad that there weren't a committee like this that could partner and come and raise some funds. In the past, the graduating senior class is done for the post-grad party, and they really had made some very, very nice funding for that event, and other committee as well. So it is sad, to Danelle's point, that the funds that it costs to make that happen, that they don't, because we're there. We the Lions actually took a spot that we normally don't do because we needed to fill it in. So if we can get that back to whomever, by all means, reach out. We're here to help the community, and that get a hold of us and see if we can help.
That's great information, thank you. Any other comments, questions? Okay, all those in favor, please raise your hand. That is unanimous. The next agenda item was an anticipated executive session for the purpose of discussing the agreement with the CSEA Local 2001 school custodians. That anticipated executive session is not needed this evening. We will move on to the action item, and I will entertain a motion to postpone the action on the agreement
So,
to next meeting.
Yes.
Sorry. Seconded by Brian. Motion by Brian, seconded by Nicole, to postpone the action item until the June meeting. There was just a delay. All those in favor, please raise your hand. That is unanimous. Thank you. Is there a motion to enter into executive session for the purpose of discussing the superintendent's evaluation?
I'll motion to do that.
I'll second that.
Motion by Carrie, seconded by Brian. All those in favor, please raise your hand. That is unanimous. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Hannah.
You're welcome.